Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. I love affirmation right as we're going in the last 3-second countdown.
It just lifts you right up.
So
If you don't know, today's Tuesday. It's the 16th, and Davey Hartzel is here.
Boom,
the man,
boom,
the
boom,
myth,
boom,
the
boom.
legend,
Ah!
the man who brings the views to the entire network.
Don't you forget it. Yes!
Yes,
I'm
you
here.
either, Pete Melfi. He needs a raise.
Nah, please. Make him sweat.
All right, we've got an amazing guest for you today.
Oh, yes. I'm so pumped. Renee Unsworth. Totally St. Augustine talking to Emma concerts. I know that's your part, but I'm very excited my friend's here with us. You're going to love her.
I didn't read any of the stuff Davey prepped me, so I'm so grateful that he just did that for me. No, we're so glad to have Renee here. Amanda's here as well.
I'm here. Hi.
Are you here the rest of the week this week, or are you vacationing again? I forget how many days off you have this month.
I'm not going to be here on Thursday.
Oh, my goodness. Vacation.
It's the last one. It's the last one until my new nephew is born sometime in the fall.
Yeah, that's what Mike Davis says all the time, too.
I know.
And he's always
true.
gone. I should know. I'm him. So, all right, let's do a couple of ad reads. Let's make some money for this show so we can pay these beautiful people that are here.
Yay!
Hebert, Kresge and Associates. They're a full-service CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top levels of service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts. They can also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. If you need a business evaluation, forensic analysis, that's where you want to find out where the money went, Davey.
Oh, where did it go?
I don't know, but I'm sure you were involved.
I am
And
good.
litigation support. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or online at HebertKresgeCPA.com. They're absolutely wonderful folks. Got to see them yesterday.
One of my
Awesome.
superpowers is I can take $1,800 and I can turn it into $1.80 like that. I'm real good at that.
Me too.
Yeah, you might want to hire me.
You're going to
I'm
make
really-
a wonderful spouse someday.
Someday.
I'm excellent at that as well.
No, it's such a
to
nice
Z,
quality.
They offer free estimates and have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. A to Z offers painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They also offer shingle roofs with warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar, shake, shingles, I almost did it, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com.
Let's step into the world of healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been the beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance abuse, mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. But Epic's impact doesn't stop just there. They're proud to be a part of St. Augustine, coordinating with beloved family events such as the Taste of St. Augustine, the Flower and Garden Expo, and Ancient City Kids Day coming up in the fall. That's a fun one. It's our honor to serve our community, offering help and hope to those in need. Join Epic on the journey of empowerment and transformation. Together, they can make a big difference. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, where compassion meets commitment.
Is it true that you were like the gold medal winner for years at the Ancient City Kids Day?
You know it, and I was over 18 at the time, so they're actually questioning my award.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry though. There's some little league teams that are going to recruit you.
Oh, T-ball, I'll be fierce. Yeah.
All right, Moultrie Creek Diner and Anastasia Diner. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They are where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Bring your own or make new ones. That's friends, Davey.
Okay. You don't have to buy them.
The coffee, no, you don't have to buy them like Troy does. The coffee is hot, the smiles are genuine, and the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but the community that comes together at the table. Come see us at Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner, and tell them Andy sent you.
Absolutely.
We were almost banned from the Anastasia Diner. It had been months
Again?
since Darcy had brought cookies. So we brought cookies in. There was a separate bag for Pete's mom.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to find out if Pete's mom got cookies or they all got eaten at the diner. So
It could be.
we'll find
And Pete
out.
would swing in just for those cookies, you know. So I'm
Well,
just
Pete
saying.
didn't hang around.
No.
So I'm not sure if he was supposed to deliver them and didn't deliver them. You noticed he got out before the cookie question could be asked.
Very quick. Yes.
Just
Very quick.
saying. All right. Renee?
Hello.
Welcome to one of the second-rated shows on the network. We're so glad that you could join us.
Renee, you are amazing. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so super excited. Emma Concert Series made a major announcement. Season is coming up.
The 46th season.
46.
They're the oldest music association here in town.
I love that.
Yeah.
wow.
I love
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's
and
so
it's a
cool.
big scholarship program for...
It is. They give music scholarships to not only Flagler College students, but other students who apply
Super cool.
to continue music education, which
I love
is
that.
awesome. And they host groups from all over, and they even have a group coming from out of the country.
Really?
Mhm,
So something
mhm.
festive and fun.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
All right. The season starts on September 15th
Okay.
with the Grammy award-winning Los Angeles Guitar Quartet.
The quartet.
Yeah. They're a popular group, and it's 4 different musicians bringing to the concert stage everything from bluegrass to Bach.
Really?
Really awesome.
Does that mesh in well with our music scene that we have here? Because we have a really predominant music scene.
We do.
So when somebody comes in from the outside, they feel welcome.
Is it true that Paper Cut is opening for them?
That is just a rumor.
Nice, Renee.
All Emma concerts are held in Lewis Auditorium at Flagler College.
Okay.
Flagler College is a partner. Emma does give free tickets to Flagler College students.
Oh, that's cool.
They also offer a huge discount to all students and children everywhere, not just St. Johns County. It's only $5.
Do you think it's important for students to go because they can get like the cultural experience from all these different entities?
They can
Okay.
see different groups that they may not have seen before,
Cool.
and it's a nice indoor concert,
Mm-hmm.
and you can pick your seat. I always love that.
You want to be with me? You better get with AC. I love that. Yes.
And I have a favorite seat in Lewis Auditorium. Doesn't
yeah?
everyone have their favorite seats in certain venues around town?
Absolutely.
So, you can save your seat. Now, right now, they're just selling season tickets through July 31st, but individual tickets for all the concerts, which are 6 in the season now through the April 2025, those open on August 1st.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's emmaconcerts.com.
I love that. What else is looking in the season? Like I'm seeing October 27th, the Boston Brass is coming.
Boston Brass Quintet, Sunday, October 27th, 2 p.m. Since 1986, Boston Brass has set out to establish a one-of-a-kind musical experience.
How long are these concerts? Like 2 hours-ish?
2 hours. They do
Okay.
have an intermission.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous.
And here's a great thing, too.
Mm.
All the tickets come with free parking at the St. Johns County COA.
Get out.
You can park there, hop on the trolley to and from. They take you to the venue, bring you back.
Now Mike is interested because he's not inconvenienced without a parking spot.
See, I get annoyed not being able to park in downtown sometimes too. I mean, we all do.
I know.
Mike is not going to tell you all of the secret parking spots that Mike has.
Yes.
But as an ancient local who was 10 when Emma started, or no, I was probably 12.
Mm.
I was the only one I think that was alive when Emma started in this room.
No, I was too.
I was, no, you should have said yes. You just should have said yes. You rolled with it. I was helping you there. No, there's still, I still have some really cool parking places downtown.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things, because a lot of these are in the fall, it'll be cooler, is parking on the east side of the Ridge Alliance and walking over.
You
I
do.
love
You're one
to
of those.
walk. I love
Oh, there
to
you
walk.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it an inspiring walk for you?
If I'm with Darcy, everything's inspiring.
Oh,
yes.
that's the
So
answer.
sweet.
Everything is inspiring if I'm walking. with
Very
Darcy,
nice. Is
so.
she watching?
I don't know. I never know because she watches on the app. So I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
Oh, well,
That
she can
she's-
watch it later.
No, she never does. I'll come home and she'll be like, "What'd you do today?" Well, I was walking and I listened to this amazing podcast. I'm like, "Please don't say it was Davey's show."
The
No,
number
it's
one.
never. It's always something else. I'm like, "Oh, well, I kind of do a podcast too." And she's like, "No, I hear you all the time. I get you all the time."
So Renee, I know it's early, but I know the Holiday Pops concert is the big one,
Okay,
right?
this is the big one. It sells out every year. Gainesville Orchestra is performing the Holiday Pops. Tuesday, December 17th, 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets as soon as they go on sale in August.
Yeah.
Get your favorite seats because, it's Nights of Lights. It's a gorgeous time of year.
Yep. And a wonderful thing to do with the fam. You know what I mean? Like
It
if you need
is.
things to do, like you're visiting people, Amanda, like what are we going to do? Let's go to Holiday Pops because it's, you know, something different.
What time is the concert?
7:30 p.m.
So,
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Perfect.
Mhm.
So you're advising people to leave their home at 4:30.
Perhaps. It depends on where you live. If you live on I live on North San Marco.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to leave really early.
But there's shuttles and stuff, which makes it easy.
It is. It's nice.
And you can do the Mike Davis walk over the bridge.
You can go downtown and eat dinner early.
Yes.
You can do the early bird dinner
Yeah.
You can.
and walk around,
Mm-hmm.
see the lights because it gets dark early.
Yes.
That's nice.
See, it gets dark around 5-ish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you can go have your dinner, go to the concert at 7:30. See?
And then get a hot toddy afterwards.
There
Nice.
you go.
Lovely.
Perfect.
You're off anyway that time of year. Everybody takes that week off. Even the 904 Now morning crew takes that week off.
You
Yeah,
guys.
that's the week of
taking that
Nutcracker.
week off.
Good. See?
I'm so
that's
excited.
That's Nutcracker week as well.
Okay.
So it's just a busy week downtown and it's gorgeous, cooler weather. The walk across the bridge will be great.
Walk across the bridge is perfect that time of year.
Yeah.
Now, since this is at Lewis Auditorium, you just brought up Nutcracker. Are these two shows going on at the same time?
No.
Okay.
This is on Tuesday, December 17th, and then Nutcracker will be that weekend, Friday,
Oh,
Saturday,
Tuesday night is
Sunday.
Perfect.
Isn't that great?
That's a great night. to have
Tuesday
it.
nights are
It's a
great
perfect night.
downtown.
Yep.
And it's going to be before the holiday rush.
Yeah.
See, this is the time.
Monday and Tuesday are the nights that during Nights of Lights, the downtown is doable.
Right. There you go.
After Tuesday, Wednesday's an iffy day.
Mhm.
Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
Craziness.
Yeah.
You have to arrive at 11 a.m. at Lewis Auditorium. I do it. I know.
Yes, it is quite the adventure that time of year
It
downtown. It truly is.
So moving on, January, Czech Philharmonic.
This is the International Philharmonic.
Okay.
It's a huge orchestra. And it is January 18th, 2025 already. Can you believe this?
I mean, that's all. I'm already talking 2025 already. So yeah,
I know.
I'm already in that.
And it's a matinee, 2 p.m. The matinees are very popular
Okay.
because you're in and out
It's
early.
easy. I know. And then you can have the rest of your evening. Having an evening to yourself is very important.
And may I add that January 18th is also Nights of Lights, but it's after the rush again. So if you're a
Perfect.
local and you want to do that then, you can do that then.
Hey, I heard the big, huge feature is in that March Swan Lake Dance Alive moment, right? Am I saying that right? What is this all
Swan
about?
Lake is amazing. I actually did see Dance Alive National Ballet in Gainesville,
Really?
and it is beautiful. Huge dance company, professional dancers. Saturday, March 8th, 7:30 p.m. And it's going to be amazing.
That sounds great.
And, we have a big dance community here.
Swan Lake is a classic ballet. You might actually enjoy that one. It's very classic.
I've
It
heard
is.
that.
Not a lot of frills.
I just have one question about the Nutcracker.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not what you're thinking. So the question is, have you ever danced in the Nutcracker in the party scene?
Who, me?
Yes, I can see you dancing in the party scene.
No.
We
I've tried.
Yeah, I want Davey and Pete to be in the Nutcracker.
Well,
I've
Pete
been
is
urging
famous
them
to be the Rat King in the Nutcracker.
I would love to
in
see
high
Pete as
school.
the Rat
He
King.
would be amazing at
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. But I'm holding out to be a Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh,
I've been a rat.
I just wanted to see him break. I just made him break. I did it.
you would be good in the party scene, though, Davey.
That would be fun. It would be fun. I know. I believe our friends, the Hilberts, are in that every year, right?
They
yes.
are.
Awesome. Shout out to
Yes.
Bethany, amazing lady. So then you round out April, Ocala Symphony Orchestra. Who knew that they're great in Ocala with the
They
symphony orchestra?
have a symphony orchestra.
That's so
And
nice.
they've been here 2 or 3 years ago, and they're great.
Okay.
I have a question. Do they have a banjo in the orchestra? It is Ocala.
That would be interesting.
I don't know.
To add like texture for the aesthetic.
Exactly.
I can hear
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Innovative over here. Yes.
I'm thinking ahead. I'm trying to get Western into the orchestra.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it could be like, a Wild Wild West or
I mean,
something,
it's
Gold Rush.
Yeah, it's a traditional orchestra, but maybe they throw a banjo
For Mike Davis, they should do it.
Maybe they
They
would.
should really do
I
it.
know. Put a banjo in the band.
Do they take recommendations?
Can you ask ahead of time?
We don't want that man ever back at the concert again. We'll come back next year as long as he is banned.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my
Request
goodness.
a banjo and Freebird.
Would be awesome.
Renee, how hard is it to get tickets? Is it an easy process?
It's an easy process.
Okay.
You can do it online on their website. They have an easy peasy ticket vendor that you can select your seats. Like I say, right now, the season tickets are for sale, and all 6 concerts are only $175. That's 6 concerts.
Wow, that's
It's
actually
not a
great
deal.
Yeah.
So if you buy ahead of time, you save $35.
Yeah.
But if you just want to go to the individual concerts, I mean, the Los Angeles Guitar Quartet is only $30.
That's awesome. That's great. It's great date night.
It is. They have great sponsors, and they try to keep ticket prices low so it's affordable, especially for families.
Yeah.
So I love the ticket prices. I love that you can buy one if you want to. How often do these sell out?
Some of them do sell out. Like we said, the holiday pops
Yeah.
definitely sells
major.
out ahead of time. And I predict that Swan Lake is going to sell out ahead of time.
Mhm.
Not sure about the quintets. Those are a little bit different. And they're in September and October, not in the prime season. You know, holiday season and Nights of Lights. Everybody does more events then.
Right.
But
yeah.
but in September, October, if you like it to just be relaxing and you don't have to worry about the busy downtown, that's the time to go. You know?
Yeah. That's fabulous.
Mhm.
Well, cool. Groovy. Emma concerts, doing it for the scholarships. I love that. I love the charitable element to a lot of things. Of course, that's how our town runs. It's amazing how we, try to help, everybody out. And I think that's a really cool facet to this.
Yeah, giving back to the music students is amazing.
Yeah.
They want
And
to
you've seen that.
continue the music.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Have any of the students ever gone and come back and performed at one of the Emma
they
concerts?
have.
Yes,
They have.
Tell him, yeah.
And last year they had a guitarist who came and she did a workshop, and a lot of the students, guitar students, came and did workshops.
That's cool.
Mhm.
I love to see the mentorship too.
Another thing that they do as well is they provide musical instruments to local St. Johns County schools. So if any teacher needs anything, she can apply with them online, and they provide anything from, little guitars all the way up to full-size pianos,
Wow, that's
which is
awesome.
amazing.
And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mike, did
Yeah.
you ever play an instrument?
No.
You didn't?
No, I have zero musical ability.
The whole time?
I have zero musical ability.
Like, it was like a trend in
Did you
middle school to,
try? Did you
play.
try? But you weren't good. I tried, and I was terrible.
Oh, it was terrible.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Sister Patrick Treese, Sister Marie Treese used to do the music classes at Cathedral Parish School. And I saw her years later when I was in my 40s. And I said, it wasn't you. I know I was one of the worst students you ever had. It wasn't you. I said, I was in the line to build things. God gave me all of the ability to build things and see how things get put together. And I love that I have that. But as Troy says, if you go to the concert with me and I'm clapping, once about every 5th or 6th time, I'll run into the beat. I won't ever get with the beat, but I'll run into the beat. So I know I have zero. I marvel at people who are good at that. I think it's just, I have a lot of friends that are very, very good musically, and I just go, wow, that's just awesome.
Amanda, what about you?
I played trumpet.
Oh, okay.
I was a trumpeter.
How did that go for you?
It was going really well, and then I got braces, and that's not a
That
fun
didn't
thing
go
to do.
well.
No.
Oh, were you sad?
'Cause, like, the way you have to hold your mouth and the pressure you put the trumpet against your embouchure, there was not enough wax to wrap around my brackets to save my lips.
Did you need lip filler or something? Like maybe that would have helped
I mean, I don't think that would have helped the skin.
No?
So I left and I sang.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there
I
you
left band and
go.
went
You found a
to
new
chorus.
voice.
Yeah.
So maybe
In my mind, I see you sitting in the dentist chair crying as he tells you your trumpeting
too.
career is over.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not going to trumpet ever again as
I
he's
was
tightening
so
the braces.
happy the band director was a misogynist that singled me out for abuse, and so telling him that I was quitting was just a brilliant moment in my life. I loved it.
Smiled and showed the braces the entire
yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yes, you
that
did.
story just went dark. That's great.
His jaw dropped, and I was just like, "You're surprised?" Just all right, yeah. It's great.
Felt good to get that off your chest
I'm
after
glad
all these years.
that-
didn't it?
yes,
I mean,
thank
it
you.
felt really good. Did you see the relief, Davey?
Yes.
I finally got to call him on a
Therapy.
yes.
You asked.
I was a squeaker. I was horrible at the clarinet. I had to play the clarinet. It was so cool. I wanted to look like
Yeah.
Kenny G, which was we now know is a saxophone, but in Delaware,
and
the
the
closest
woodwind.
thing. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, off key, definitely. It was the last chair, and I was the one in the concert, and all the parents were in the audience. They're all quiet. And do. That was me right there. I blew too hard.
I'll go way back.
You were blowing too hard on the wood.
Definitely.
I'll go way back during Happy Days. The Fonz wanted to play in the band.
Oh.
Do you remember the Happy Days episode? And so he was on the bongos. And he could not play the bongos. But nobody wanted to tell the Fonz he couldn't play the bongos.
Hey, it's the Fonz.
So they took off the cummerbunds for Potsy and who was the other guy? I can't think.
Put it in comments.
It wasn't Richie, but it was Potsy and Ralph Mouth.
Okay.
And they shoved the cummerbunds in the bottom of the bongos so that you couldn't hear him playing the bongos. And then he was allowed to play. That was me if I was in a band. They're like, just give him the bongos and make sure they can't make any noise.
So if we had a band, you would be Animal on the drums.
I would be, I'd be on the bongos. Somebody really good would be on the drums. Ralph, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
I may or may not have worked musical events with Clay when he had to pull down the volume on certain musicians because they were not rocking it. Pull down the
For
volume, add a little reverb.
for the record, like every show in the beginning, yeah, he had to definitely adjust my volume. God bless you, Clay.
Are you still in that band?
I'm still holding on. They haven't kicked me out yet. Jeez. Renee, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
tonight. Emma Concert, such an important thing. We love the series, and I'm excited to hear how the season's going. Keep us posted on all fronts.
You know I will.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And
Thank
if you
you.
ever want to bring one of the students back that that received these scholarships, bring those in
I
and we
will
can
do
talk to
that.
them about where they're going
Awesome.
musically and all
Great
that.
story.
'Cause I
Yes.
think that's a
I
fantastic.
love that.
Yeah. It's great that people give, but it's nice to see where they're giving and how much the people that get it means to them and what they're doing with it. So,
That's an
yeah.
awesome idea. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Thank
don't do
you.
it on Davey's show because we thought of it here. I can
We'll
see
do it
now. Renee's coming in with all the people that got a scholarship. I can see it now.
You know me. I
I'll
know.
save it for this show.
Thank you very
So
much.
good.
If you don't and you do it on the afternoon show, Mike will never know. 'cause
Oh my goodness.
Davey is on the air when some people are working.
I'm very busy.
I know. I'm working. It's my shirt.
I wore this for you.
Yes,
I'm very
I
busy.
trademarked that.
Yeah.
I made money off that. Renee, thank you so much.
Thank
and thank
you.
you for everything Emma's doing. And we hope that you guys just have an amazing year. 46 years is awesome.
It is.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you.
We'll see you. All right, Davey.
All right.
Stealing my ideas. I can see you're already texting Renee, right? Just no, you're not in the room yet. You're
just
texting her.
wrote it down. Yep.
Oh my
If
gosh.
Mike Davis will never remember. Yeah.
No, Mike Davis never forgets.
Oh.
I'm not as bad as Amanda, who finally got to diss on her.
I know. She really got it through. Good for you.
You're welcome.
All right. I want to know who brought the gnats in today.
We had a field trip, so it must have been somewhere on us today. Yeah. The whole crew was out.
There were no gnats, and then you walked in the studio, and
Pigpen.
gnats were everywhere.
Well, not me.
We're leaving them. But Pete did walk in too, to be honest.
Yes.
I mean, you did have
And
company.
Carter was with him too.
Carter
so
was
yeah.
with him. Is that like his assistant?
Isn't that awesome? I love seeing that though.
What I feel like is
He's awesome.
He's like Kramer.
Yeah.
When they had Kramerica.
Yeah.
And then he had the intern. And when I see Carter walking behind him, I keep going, I need to remind myself to send Pete a note.
Yeah.
Do not drop a big ball of oil off of the building.
Carter's
Do not
awesome.
have Carter drop a ball of oil off of the building
He
to
looked at
test the
me-
bladder system.
He looked at me tonight and with big saucer eyes, he goes,
Yeah.
I didn't realize there were so many more shows. I'm like, oh, yeah. Such a nice guy.
he is awesome. So they started. We have all kinds of news. We didn't talk to you about the weekend stuff yesterday. Amanda and I talked a little bit about the assassination attempt. Your comments, if you have any on it.
I mean, it was definitely something that it was a dark day for all of us in the United States. It's not something I condone. I don't think that was an appropriate move. I mean, I you know what I mean? I think just like anybody says, I don't want to see that. I don't want that to happen. I do have a lot of questions on, the security measures that were taken. And I feel like, God, 140 yards away from that stage, like we didn't see that. Like what happened there? What was the disconnect? And then I did hear about there was an officer retreating in the moment because, he got scared, and it reminded me of Uvalde, Texas. I mean, so there was a lot of facets to what went on in literally seconds. Yeah. And that scares me, The
craziest one I heard today is that's a metal building. They're low slope, low profile buildings for the most part. Occasionally you'll see one with a higher profile roof, which is steeper. And the head of the Secret Security said, well, the roof was so steep, we didn't want anybody to get hurt. But then you look at the roof that the snipers were on, and it was the exact same roof as a metal building, right? Low profile. You're like, well, who knew this?
Who knew this?
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't check this out in this venue.
So we have some breaking news. Since we've been on the air, they're reporting that police have shot and killed a man near the RNC. So something was happening around the security perimeter of the RNC, and police officers shot that man, and he has died. So they're not reporting what he was doing and why they shot him. Just that they shot him and he has passed away, and it was right near the security perimeter of the RNC.
So we don't know if it was something that he was doing at the security perimeter or something else that was going on.
Something shifty.
We don't know any of that. It could have been associated 100% with the RNC, or it could have been something completely unassociated with it, just happened near it. Mm-hmm. So kind of...
okay, I hear your journalism.
In journalism school, there's the fog of war. Mm-hmm. This is that, right? Mm-hmm. So you just get a headline and you won't know anything. So, I'm always kind of really hesitant to comment on those things because I don't know. Yeah. I just as soon find out, and then once I find out, I can make a little better statement.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that someone has lost their life. Hopefully, everything was by the book and it was all good.
So Nikki made an appearance, apparently, right?
Nikki?
Isn't she? She's speaking at the conference.
Yes.
That was a shocker. I was like, okay.
Well, I think this is a different Donald Trump. So this is his third RNC, right? The second one was kind of weird because you had COVID and all the other stuff going on, right? But I think he's kind of figured out, hey, I don't need to obliterate all these people. If I'm winning, I need to get them on the team with me.
Unity is
and I do think he's learned that the hard way by losing.
Oh.
And I think I think he is, I'm hoping that the rest of this conference is not, you can argue against Joe Biden by arguing against his policies. I don't want to see everybody come out there and bash Biden every single night. I don't think that helps us.
No, I just want to see policy. Like, can we see it though?
Yes.
What a show.
I did not watch last night. I went to bed early, but I did watch highlights this morning. I absolutely loved the minister that gave Reverend James Romke, who gave the opening prayer, and a complete great impersonation of Donald Trump.
It was hysterical.
It was wonderful.
And Donald was jovial about it too, so that was interesting.
I thought that was really cool. And then Amber Rose, who I'd never heard of before. I had no idea who Amber Rose was. And I watched her 5-minute speech, and I thought it was absolutely she hit it out of the park. It was just great delivery. And I didn't realize
you better clear your search engines when you go before you talk to Darcy. I'm just saying.
I think I didn't realize what a big star she was. Van Jones on CNN said she's the biggest star here. She's bigger than any of us on this panel. I mean, which isn't saying much. It's CNN. Well, we have a bigger star following than CNN has.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
How big was she? Was an OnlyFans
We've never had her on the afternoon show. I'm just saying,
Yet. If I get her on the evening show, would you like to come co-host? I'm not letting Troy in the room. I just from the vibe, I'm not letting Troy in the room.
I could not let you alone with Amber Rose. That would be a disservice to you and Darcy, yes.
Oh, wow. So Amber Rose was an OnlyFans model. She was with Kanye. She was with Rob Kardashian. She's kind of infamous in a way, but she's recently had a Christian experience. She's been baptized. She closed down her OnlyFans. Do we know how big that OnlyFans was? I mean,
big.
It was pretty big, right? Huge.
Well, I feel like we're cheating on Blake by talking about OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's the only one with a subscription.
I feel like Blake's the only one that can tell us whether or not it was,
I mean, it's an interesting choice. I obviously see they're obviously trying to open up that demographic. Oh, wow, bad choice. You know what I mean? Like just to kind of like get that exposure out there to a totally different audience, which that makes sense to me. What a choice.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it was an interesting choice.
What a choice.
Yeah, and people had opinions about it.
How did you feel about it?
What were the opinions about it? And yes, how did you feel? Davey asked the perfect question.
Yeah.
I love anyone coming to faith in Christ Jesus. And I hope that she is really digging into the word and taking right and good and wise counsel on her journey to faith. I mean,
Like Mary Magdalene? I mean, that's all I know.
I mean, a Mary.
I mean, right?
So like, she's not someone that everybody knows. Like Mike didn't know. I know who Amber Rose is, but I didn't realize that's who was speaking at the time. I just
really?
saw a clip. So she's not familiar that she crossed all kinds of, demographics, I guess. But
she really cleaned it up. Now I see.
It's interesting.
Well,
it's an interesting choice.
So interesting choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would never, ever, ever, ever have seen Amber Rose at a RNC convention preach.
At a Bush?
Never.
Bush RNC.
Never. But he's
Never.
bringing those different types.
Or a Reagan.
Right.
Or any of those, right? Because, I mean, honestly, the Beach Boys got banned from the 4th of July during Ronald Reagan's term.
I don't know this. What happened here?
There's an idiot named James Watt, who is the Secretary of the Interior.
Okay.
And it was like 1983, 84, and they wanted the Beach Boys to play at the 4th of July. Yeah. You can't get any more Americana than the Beach Boys on the 4th of July.
They were on Full House.
Yeah. And he's like, no, they can't play here. They're too subversive.
Get them hippies out of here.
Dude, what are you... holding a grudge from the 1960s, are we?
Yeah. Wow.
So, apparently James Watt couldn't surf because if he did, he would have liked the Beach Boys.
Well, Matt Walsh has had a lot of opinions over the past weekend. Some of them have been interesting. Some of them have been... I feel like his reaction to Amber Rose was kind of cringe and kind of out of touch.
You're going to get that, though.
He keeps referring to Trump having reached mythic status. And so that's in this reaction. Trump has just reached mythic status by defying death and surviving an assassination attempt. And the GOP decides that the best next move is to have him sit and listen to Amber Rose, a pro-abortion feminist with a face tattoo, talk about diversity. Truly,
why do we have to go face tattoo?
Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. Republican political genius on full display. I gotta say, I disagree.
Yeah,
I disagree,
that was
and
a
I think
low blow.
It's really low. It's really close-minded.
Typical.
To say that just because she has had a past, that she can't change, she can't move on, she can't evolve.
Matt Walsh is when he expresses opinions like that, is the problem with the Republican Party.
Well, it's the problem with Christianity too.
Yes, 100%.
Christians being so close-minded that you don't allow someone to really take on the faith and have a rebirth. It really bothers me.
But it bothers me too, because the whole reason for Christianity is to save people.
Yeah.
Right? Is to bring them back, to let them understand, yes, you may have sinned in the past, but your sins are forgiven. Someone died for you, so your sins are forgiven. And what Jesus said, go and sin no more.
Yeah.
Right? And so I look at that, when you marginalize somebody's story like that, or you don't take the faith, you're missing an opportunity to continue to win even more converts, not to the Republicans, but to Christ.
Yeah.
And that is a complete miss on Matt Walsh's part.
Yeah.
Because it didn't fit his idea of who should be speaking. I guess Matt, and I will say this, Matt wanted somebody like Matt to go speak. Right?
Yeah.
A rock rib conservative, but you're only preaching to the choir when you do that. Those people are already voting for Trump.
Granola.
I get that he's not moved by Amber Rose, but there are a lot of millennials that maybe were never part of the church or walked away from the church, had a bit of a wild time in their teens and their 20s, and then in their 30s started to really reassess, really dig back into the word and come to faith anew or for the first time. And to have him be so close-minded about the fact that she does, like, her story, her trajectory might be an extreme compared to most people, but it does speak to a lot of millennials in that maybe they found their way to faith later in life and they found their way to conservatism later in life, and they want, like, we should welcome these people. We should help these people.
Well, and I think that's, again, back to the problem of the old conservative Republican Party. Yeah. If you don't check all the boxes, you can't be, you're not included. Well, that's not the way it should be, right? It's like, okay, you're 90% or 70% or 50% of conservative thought. Yes, you think you have the right to have different opinions. And if you want the big tent, that used to be the saying. We're going to have the big tent. This is going to be the big tent. Everyone's welcome in the tent. When Matt Walsh says that, he's telling you that nobody's welcome in that tent.
Yeah.
And you're not welcome because you don't check all the boxes.
You're alienating people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's not how you win elections.
Well, then comes the nominee for VP.
And Mr. J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
Do you have issues with Mr. Vance?
I do.
Okay. Amanda had therapy earlier.
Okay.
Have a seat here on the couch, Davey.
I have a couple things.
Let me know what you think about
I'm
Mr.
ready.
Vance.
I know you're going to run me over with a bazooka. I'm ready. But here we go. Ohio man overcame the debilitating burden of his own principles. His past comments on Trump obviously are really circulating through the media. And everyone's going to be, it's 2016 is a different time. Still, you're VP. Right? Am I saying that wrong? Like, you still need to be held up to a standard. So I'm sure JD can press record on these quotes that I'm about to read. Might be America's H-bomb. I'm not going to say that on the air. Might be a cynical a-hole, cultural heroine, noxious, reprehensible. I'm never a Trump guy. Never liked him. Terrible candidate. Idiot if you voted for him. How do you say those things and then still be numb? I mean, Donald Trump has said some things too, right? So maybe they're two peas in a pod. I don't know.
Well, I think this is funny and hypocritical all at the same time.
Okay.
I will address J.D. Vance after I explain why I think it's funny and hypocritical all at the same time.
Gotcha.
The current vice president of the United States.
Oh, you can't.
Stood in a debate, looked at President Joe Biden.
Don't you use this on me.
And called him a racist.
No.
Flat out called him racist.
That's not the only R word she called him.
Jill Biden to this day, does not like Kamala Harris.
No, I didn't know that.
Does not over the racial comments she made to Joe Biden. You have another comment so when you're running in politics,
that's a whole different party. I don't care. I'm talking about this one.
I'm gonna explain this one to you.
They're all lunatics over there.
I'm gonna explain this one to you, right?
Okay.
So I heard J.D. Vance today. They asked him about those comments, and he said, "Look, that was a long time ago when Trump first started to run, right? And there were a lot of people on the Republican side that did not like Donald Trump. We talked about this yesterday on the show because Trump upset the apple cart." All of these political parties have an apple cart, Davey, and they have a ladder. You're working your way up the ladder.
Okay.
Trump upset the Jeb Bush group, right?
True.
They all wanted Jeb. None of the Republican voters wanted Jeb, but they all wanted Jeb.
I remember
Jeb with the exclamation point.
I remember Jeb. Such a sweetheart.
He's low energy. I'm just telling you, he's low energy. He's got no energy down there. And Rand, that haircut is awful. Okay, I mean, Donald Trump took them all out. And so you had people in the Republican Party that didn't know how to take him. The people, and J.D. Vance said this, his policies were great for America. His policies will be great for America. Again, both from an economic standpoint, we didn't get into wars, right? A lot of these other presidents that we've had in both parties have got us into endless wars, and we have lost human lives.
Yeah.
We have had soldiers come back that are physically and mentally maimed because of this. We left $900 million, billion, trillion dollars, you know the thing, over in Afghanistan, right? So there's stuff that we have done that's absolutely ridiculous as a country, and Trump said we're not going to do that stupid stuff anymore. And that upset the apple cart. Because there's all these people like, well, as long as there's a war, we keep getting defense funding. As long as there's this, we get to fund the State Department.
Right, the budget keeps rolling over.
I mean, look, we need more money for this. Well, why don't we spend that money on Americans? And that's what Trump said. And it took a while, I think, to resonate. And the other thing is, Trump's not a politician. So when Trump says it, I think he actually means the policy stuff. When a politician tells me what his policy is, I just don't know how bad I'm going to get screwed later on by believing him.
Somebody's stroking a check, or meaning like...
how many times I had this discussion with one of my sons today about, Trump was going to repeal Obamacare. I said, that wasn't Trump's job. That was Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell's job. And
McCain blew it.
And no. They didn't have a plan, Amanda. McCain bailed their butts out because they didn't have a plan.
They didn't have a plan, but McCain voted against the repealing.
I fully get that, but he didn't have a plan. Right? I don't like McCain for voting against it, and it costs people money, and we're all in a system that I don't think is eventually it's going to cause us more problems down the road. But those guys had years to craft a plan and put something in place. They never thought they'd get the House, they got it. They never thought they'd get the Senate, they got it. They never thought that they could beat Hillary Clinton for president. Trump did that. And then all of a sudden, Trump says, hey, let's repeal Obamacare. You guys have been talking about this for 7 years.
Yep.
We don't have a plan for that. But you've been running mailers every week out to Republican voters that you can repeal.
They all got elected based on that promise.
You all got elected and you all lied to us because there wasn't a plan.
Paint the picture why this is a good move then for me, because he's 39 years old, right? I mean, like what does Trump see that this is okay? That's why the VP is perfect.
If I'm Donald Trump, right, and I know that I'm 80, and I have started a movement, and I want that movement to transform America, to bring America back to a unified country where Americans matter. We quit screwing around internationally in places we shouldn't be. We pay attention to American citizens. We make life better for American citizens. I want somebody to continue that legacy. If I get another person who's 60, they don't have enough time, right, to do that. I've got a 39-year-old that no matter what happens, this guy can be a force in politics for years to come. So
he can take the MAGA movement once Trump's termed out, and he can move it forward. He'll have many years, assuming he survives being part of the administration. But he also has name recognition because of his book, Hillbilly Elegy, and it became a movie. So he does have a certain amount of name recognition across the country as a result.
There's a lot of hardcore supporters of Trump that really like this guy. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know a ton about J.D. Vance. I've known his name's been out there for a while as a contender. I believe what Trump said the other day. It matters if something happens to him because you want somebody competent there. But other than that, it's the guy at the top of the ticket that most people are voting for.
But little Marco's 53, right? I mean, he was really hurt that he was not selected here.
Explain to Davey why little Marco has such a hard time with the Republican base.
So Trump is in Florida enough to know that Marco is really disliked amongst conservatives in Florida, because when he got initially voted in, he made a lot of promises. He courted the very conservative wing of the Republicans, and that he was going to close down the border. I was big in the fair tax movement at that point. He had meetings with fair tax people that he was going to sign on as a co-sponsor in the fair tax, and he was going to advocate for that legislation to hit the floor. He did not do that. So he made a lot of promises. Immigration is the biggest one that he immediately betrayed. So he went from, I'm going to close the border, I'm going to be very conservative and very strong on immigration policy, and then crossed the aisle to Chuck Schumer, and he was the Republican frontman for the Gang of Eight immigration bill immediately. And at that point, I was out on Marco. And that's why he lost against Trump in the 2016 primary. And I had friends all over the country telling me, Marco's the guy, Marco's the guy. And I was like, he's going to lose his own state. No chance that he's the guy. And they wanted to bet me. I'm not a betting person typically, so I didn't. But they had to eat their words on primary night, because Marco is not well liked amongst conservatives.
So was the only reason why DeSantis wasn't picked because he was from Florida?
I don't know. I don't know that DeSantis wants to hitch his political career on Trump's coattails, because it's risky.
There's a lot of risk. Very few VPs have ever been elected president. There's not many. Trump's trying to become one of only, I think he would be the fourth president who lost his second term.
I don't even know if there's four.
And came back and won. I think there's 3 or 4 that were able to do that, right? Very few VPs have won. H.W. Bush won, but that was solely because of the love of Ronald Reagan. And H.W. Bush, what's he does? He goes to the Republican convention, read my lips, no new taxes, and then signs a tax bill.
Right.
And so you had Republicans that, and that's where this base being mad at the establishment Republicans, it all started there.
Mm-hmm.
That's when people that are just rock solid conservatives are looking at going, quit lying to me. I told you earlier, right? When they tell me a politician says something, I don't know how bad I'm going to get screwed later on. H.W. Bush did that to me. W quit fighting for the last 2 years of his term. The last 2 years of his second term, he just sat in office and just kind of rolled with stuff. He didn't go out there and espouse conservative values. He didn't go out there and argue for conservatives to win races. He just kind of well, I've done everything I can do. I'm done.
Yeah, and he just rubber stamped everything. He didn't even take the stand of I'm not going to sign this crap legislation. Mm-hmm. It was, well, I guess the country gave a mandate, so I'm not going to fight for conservative principles anymore. Grover Cleveland is the only president who lost his reelection bid and then came back to win it again.
Become the second.
So he would be the second one. So which cracks me up. So the Democrats hate Trump. They've always hated Trump ever since he descended that escalator.
He's a good-looking man at the time. He won on his looks, Davey.
Whoa.
You should have seen the opponent.
Grover Cleveland is a funny story. So they've hated him forever, but they've only done, they've repeatedly made sure that he'll never be forgotten to history. Because they could have just let him serve his term and be done. But no, they had to impeach him. And then they had to impeach him again. So now he's the only president that's been impeached twice. So, they keep doing things. He's lost his reelection, and now he will likely win this one. So then he'll only be the second president who's ever done that. They keep putting him in a position where he will be the standout to have done all of these things that no other president has ever done. Or one of two or one of three who have ever done anything. So he will always be mentioned in history books. He'll never be one of the forgotten presidents.
Yeah.
Because they've made sure of it. They're dumb.
Why is it important that Trump ran as Republican and not independent?
Because you have to have the backing of the infrastructure of a party.
I mean, he could have paid for it himself, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could pay for it yourself, but
it just seems to me
you don't have the press, you don't have the advisors. You would be running against two established parties who would unite the Eye of Sauron on you.
Yeah.
So
no matter what you say, apparently.
Yeah, very few presidents. I mean, Teddy Roosevelt, I think, is the only one that jumped off of one of the two main parties and was able to do anything politically with the Bull Moose Party.
Yeah, it's not the parties are set up. There was you sent it to me earlier today, George Carlin.
Yeah.
I don't know if I sent you the one, did I send you the clip this morning of George Carlin? It was in an interview. Some guy was talking about all the choices that we have. And Carlin said, you don't have any choices. He said, you have a lot of options when you go to buy stuff at a store, but you don't have any choices. There's only two of this company and two of that company, and there's only two political parties, and you don't really have a choice. You just have, it's an illusion of choice.
Yeah.
And honestly, the political establishment is perfectly fine with somebody from the political establishment. They do not like outsiders that upset the apple cart. And that's why there was such vitriolic hatred towards Donald Trump. He was an outsider who proved that I can do this without the party system. I can do it based on my name. I can do it based on my toughness, my rhetoric.
So they want him now.
Well, there are still a lot of Republicans in the establishment and inside Washington, D.C. that want nothing to do with Donald Trump. It's all about power, Davey. And if you help someone get elected, they owe you favors. So you can go call on them. When Donald Trump did it himself in 2016, all of that political class that was Republican in Washington, D.C. was on the outs. Because nobody was calling them and saying, hey, you did a favor for Trump to get him elected. Can you get me a meeting with him?
Right.
Can you help me get this passed? They had to go directly to Donald Trump. They bypassed that entire establishment and they were pissed.
Yeah.
Because it hurt their wallet.
Interesting.
But also, we used to hear Democrats during the Obama years complain all the time about the amount of money being spent on political campaigns. And now you almost never hear it because Hillary outspent Trump and Trump won. I mean, Trump proved...
She's been quiet.
Yeah, she is.
She didn't say nothing.
Well, I mean, she answered, no, I'm not going to run and I'm not going to replace Biden, but that's about it. I think she realizes that her time has passed, and I think she's just a bitter old woman now.
Is that what happened when she went on that walk in the wilderness after she lost? Remember that walk?
Oh, the sad
walk. It was a long walk. She was there for a long time.
I heard Forrest Gump was with her for a while.
Yeah, was
Forrest with her for a while?
Someone
he was
jumped
running.
up and bit him.
Running.
No one ever saw Forrest again.
And running.
Run, Forrest, run!
I ran past King Quill County.
No. So yeah, there's that. So JD Vance.
Yeah.
I don't really have issues with the comments he made about Trump.
You don't? Okay, so there it is.
But politically, you got to look at politicians. They're going to say what they think they need to say at the time. I give JD Vance and everybody that was in the Republican establishment that didn't like Trump in the beginning a pass. I still am not a huge Trump personal fan for some of the things he has done in his life.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he's one of the best presidents I've ever had in my lifetime as far as saying, I'm going to do this and then doing it.
Best president in your lifetime.
One of the best in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
My jaw's to the floor.
That's
I mean, I'm just shocked.
These
people throw mud at each other all the time. They say horrible things to each other. Then all of a sudden they're like friends, like for the campaign. It's like, that blows me away. Is that how the church is?
It's not.
No,
even
that
as
is
bad.
not. Do not ever compare politics to a church.
Well, I'm just
never
saying.
do that.
It's not like that in fitness. We all get along.
It's not even as bad as it was like way back in the day. I mean, there's some great. You haven't heard like the 1700s, 1800s insults.
Oh, I'm sure they're horrible.
There's some great ones.
But I just don't understand this culture. Like, you can say all these nasty things, and then 2 days later, they're like, okay, let's run together.
Have you ever heard the saying, politics makes strange bedfellows?
No.
It's an old saying. So you would have people that would be politically opposed to one another for years and years and years. Then all of a sudden some issue would come along, and lo and behold, two people that hated one another out there championing a cause together.
I mean, Trump said that.
That's politics.
Trump said that.
I come from the streets of Delaware. We do not say those things.
And now they're friends.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. What?
Listen, and that was one of the Trump things he never should have said, right? Trump couldn't figure out when he had won to just let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm seriously hoping this time that with what happened on Saturday and surviving the assassination attempt and what happened at the debate where he was actually kind of controlled, the 2 weeks after the debate where he was smart enough not to say anything or do anything and just let the media chew on Biden for 2 whole weeks.
Well, officially say it, because he did throw some mud on the golf course, right? We did have that. And he didn't call Kamala like she's horrible or something.
The horrible
she
person.
Would be a bleeping disaster.
Yeah, I'm already getting reports. It's dropping
disaster.
out. It's happening.
Yes.
And she is a horrible, leader.
Yes. Bleeping disaster.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, now I know.
You're just going to have to learn to be disappointed with politics, Davey.
I am.
If you want
This is sad for me.
safe space as the 904
I just want a nice person. What's wrong with that?
I'm sorry.
Have you not heard the saying, nice guys finish last?
Apparently.
Davey, you got to start listening to these old sayings.
Good grief.
There's truth in them, Davey.
You got to be vicious, apparently.
I don't think anybody that's ever been elected president didn't do some really rough things to get there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I'm going to throw out a name and you'll be like, what? No.
Give it to me.
Subclause 1714. You're right. I mean, everything has always been, even when W was running, I remember that. I remember pop stars writing songs about how they can't stand the president. I mean, Pink is one of them. Dear Mr. President is a song that she wrote. And I was just like, wow.
It was the Canadian group that was got their panties all in a wad over W, and then they got their panties in a wad over Trump.
The comedian?
No, they were a Canadian band. American Idiot, I think, was one of the names.
Oh, Green Day.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, those idiots.
Oh, yeah. They're very vocal with politics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stay in Canada with it, because you're really free up there.
Oh, interesting.
Stay up there.
All right.
Well, it's awesome.
Alanis Morissette comes from there, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So does Bryan Adams.
Oh, what a gem.
Mm-hmm.
So does Yellow Card.
Who's Yellow Card?
Another one of those emo bands from the 90s.
Emo band.
So here is...
okay, here we go.
Here is, let's see, Thomas Jefferson insulted, was it John Adams? John Adams.
Mm-hmm.
He referred to him as a hideous hermaphroditic character, which has neither the force or firmness of a man, not the gentleness and sensibility of a woman.
I think that's a wonderful compliment. And my people, that's a compliment. Okay, so thank you very much. I would take that as a yes, girl.
Are you saying that Thomas Jefferson is one of your people today?
I don't know. I like.
Are you going to form a Jefferson club?
We could do that. What are the Republican gays called? There's like the log cabin gays, right?
Log cabin Republicans.
Oh, they're shunned, man. Oh.
You're saying they're gonna put that quote on a T-shirt?
Yeah,
and
maybe.
sell it?
That could be great. Yeah.
Hideous hermaphroditical character.
When do we start a swag shop for
You know, that explains why Troy loves John Adams.
Oh, yeah?
If you ask Troy
He
tomorrow,
loves
he
John
loves
Adams.
John
Yeah.
Well,
Adams.
Jefferson said that about John Adams.
Yeah.
I know. That's why Troy loves John
That's
Adams.
probably why, yes.
Barbara Jean, you just mean the chicks. They had to drop the other part of
They
their name.
did drop that. That was a big moment, too. Yeah, God, they were on top of the world with their music. I actually enjoyed it.
And
Earl.
didn't they steal the name Chicks from some other band?
I mean,
There was another band that was a band.
No, you're thinking of Lady Antebellum. So
Oh,
Lady,
yes.
Lady
Yeah, right.
Antebellum
100%
dropped
right.
the word antebellum and said, from
La-
now on, we're just going to be Lady A because, isms. And then
Yeah.
there was a black singer who was like, I'm Lady A. You
Yeah.
can't steal my name. And
True.
they took it, baby. They rolled with Lady A.
That would be known as cultural appropriation.
That's what
Yeah,
she was saying.
it's
She
kinda
was like,
rude.
you're trying to virtue signal by dropping this word, and now you're actually stealing my branding. Is bad.
So I have a question. Will you watch any of the Republican or Democratic convention?
yeah.
Okay.
I like to watch your show, though, and find out what's the highlights, and then I can zero in on them.
I like the highlights too because
There's some fluff.
Yeah, there's some fluff. I will say this: Trump does run it a lot better than when the Republicans were doing it
Okay.
because you never know who's going to speak,
Yeah.
and there's a variety of speakers.
Like Amber Rose.
Like Amber Rose was a
I
shocker.
learned who a new person was. I learned her background. I learned her revival, her story. And so, for me, that's fine. On Thursday, I will ask Blake his opinion.
And DeSantis, I think, is speaking today, right? Am I saying that? I think
I'm
the
not
focus
sure.
the focus today is on immigration. That is what I was told today.
And the whole goal, if you're in one of these political parties, is to be someone that gets to give a speech, and you make an amazing speech, and then all of a sudden you're vaulted into contention 4 years from now. Barack Obama gave a phenomenal speech, right?
So did Buttigieg. That's how he got transportation or infrastructure, right?
Look how that's worked out for all of America.
Yeah.
I don't
My
think he
people.
I don't think he can run on his record.
Oh, he
So-
likes seatbelts.
He's big into like EVs and green energy and all of the
Did
things.
you hear the smackdown that happened last week?
Oh my word. They caught him riding a bike.
Uh-huh.
Because that was his big thing. Like, I ride my bike to work because I care about the environment.
Okay.
They caught him riding a bike
Okay.
and then putting it into a giant SUV. Once he got out of what
Well,
he
they don't want
thought
somebody
was
to steal the bike.
camera shot, put it into a giant SUV, and then drove the rest of the way.
You do not have proof that he drove away.
Yes, we do.
He just put it in the car
But
as a locker room.
wait a minute. Davey has one more question. I'll ask it for him. Was it a Cybertruck?
No, it was not. It predated the Cybertruck.
The government has not done anything with EVs, electrical vehicles, and so he just made that very clear.
Do you want to know why? Because American consumers have stopped. There was a group that wanted them,
Uh-huh.
and they bought them.
Yeah.
And now manufacturers are trying to figure out what to do with the rest of them that they made
Okay.
because they're cutting production all over the place. Because some people are like, I don't want one. I don't want an electric vehicle. There's no part of me that's like, yeah, that's what I need for work in a truck is an electric vehicle.
Well, Troy said nice things about Trump, and Elon heard about that, and he got a Cybertruck today. So I'm
Yes.
just saying, you can get your own alleged Cybertruck.
Listen, Elon came out today and said it might be time to invent a flying suit.
A flying suit?
Yes, Elon might become Iron Man.
Ooh.
I am so excited for this.
I'm
He's
kind of
got
down
the-
for that.
He's got the money to do it.
Here's Pete putting a bike into an SUV.
Okay.
It's
He's all helmeted up. They got it
okay.
out of the SUV.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to ride it into work.
They're putting it in there to
So
to
he
rest.
got it out once he got close enough to the office that he could bike ride without sweating. He took it out of the SUV. So he was followed by an SUV.
I can't see anything over that helmet, so I don't even know if that's him. Everybody wears a blue suit in D.C.
Oh, first time he's heard that.
It's a nice man. Pete Buttigieg.
It's great.
Pete.
Sure.
Yes. If you ever get divorced, give me a call. Just kidding.
Seriously.
Davey.
No, I wouldn't.
He's got a child. You'd have to take care of kids.
Hey, I'd be good. I'd just put a little Velcro on the back, slap them on the wall. It's like the daycare, but Velcro. It's nice.
Ask Troy. That's not how it works. And then at your age, they'll be calling you Grandpa when you go to the store.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Golly.
You can't handle
there
that.
he goes. There he goes.
You can't. Oh, jeez.
Pete Buttigieg biking away.
But in his defense,
He's so good.
Buttigieg didn't wreck
He's
the
such
bike.
a good guy.
In his defense, he didn't wreck the bike.
didn't
At
wreck
least
the
he
bike.
didn't fall off of it.
He didn't fall off.
And he still used less carbon emissions than if he just drove the car the whole way.
Yeah, the last 1/10 of a mile for the cameras. Great job, Pete.
Remember my
Little
comment about if these people will screw you
guys-
over? They'll screw you over.
You guys
Doesn't
are
matter what
extraordinary.
party.
You will find a way to debunk anything from the other side. Yes.
What is not debunked is that Jack Black, after joking about how much he wished that the shooter
It
did not
wasn't
miss.
Jack Black. It was one of Jack Black's bandmates. I watched the quote. Jack.
I watched the video.
I
I
did
will
too.
say-
It sounded like Jack Black.
No, it was.
It might have been the
it was,
other
it
guy.
was the other guy in the band.
Tenacious D.
Tenacious
but they've
D.
now canceled their tour.
Yes.
You know, I will say that is something that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I don't care what side you are on.
Yeah.
You do not. I love jokes. I love to, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, that is not something to joke
It's
about.
not okay. This
It's
is a human.
not okay. There are people that I know personally that lost their jobs because of what they were posting online, like
Yeah.
acting foolish like that. It's not something to celebrate.
Well, some chick evidently tweeted about it, about how sad she was that he missed. And some dude live streamed walking into Home Depot and asking her, oh, is this you? Is this you? You really wish that he missed? And she was like, I'm at work. And he's like, that was public. You think it wasn't public? I don't know how I feel about people confronting people, but I mean, Mike Tyson said that the internet proves that there aren't enough people that have been punched in the face.
Right.
But that's the problem, right? If you say that to your friends and it's just your friends,
Yeah.
they take it as, okay, this is just you venting or expressing. When you put it out on social media,
you don't do that.
You are putting it somewhere where everybody can take it
Yeah.
and
it's
misconstrue it, construe it correctly, whatever you
Absolutely.
want. You got to be careful what you say.
And then one day you
Exactly.
could be vice president.
Yes, exactly. All right, we will. There's a show on in the morning,
Oh, award winning.
and then in the middle of the day, the most famous show.
The best show ever.
What's it called? The Stoita. And then you can join State again tomorrow night. We'll be
Yeah,
back.
we're celebrating Surf Quest tomorrow. Celebrating 10 years of Surf Quest.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Who's coming in to talk tomorrow? Lynn?
Yep, we got Pete and Lynn, I believe, that are coming in tomorrow.
Lynn
so yeah.
is absolutely awesome. Pete Scoglin?
Yeah.
The Pete Scoglin?
The famous Pete Scoglin's
He
coming.
was like one of the best surfers of the day back
Really?
in the day. Yes, he was.
You want me
Pete
to have him
Scoglin.
autograph something for you?
Yeah, I have him autograph something for me because I never got an autograph. He was
Dry erase marker on the desk.
actually Pete Scoglin was just lucky that I was an upperclassman when he was like a freshman
Oh, yeah?
because we didn't pick on the freshmen.
Oh, you did?
No, we didn't pick on the freshmen.
I don't know.
Do we still have a last place tile that he can autograph for Mike?
Yeah, I'll take
let's
the
do
last
that.
place
Let's do
tile.
that.
Get Pete to autograph a tile for me. Awesome young man.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. Thank you for watching tonight. We'll be back tomorrow.
Bye everybody.